What's up, guys? Another day, another dollar. I've been grinding the showcase for the dubstep stuff. But today's video topic is don't give up on dating and don't give up on human beings. You know, as bad as the world is, there's a lot of good. Don't give up on people. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a quitter. Don't say, oh, it's all fucked. You know, like, it is very, very messed up and terrible. But there's also a lot of good as well as bad. For every person getting murdered, there's someone maybe being saved, maybe being born. A loving couple having their first child, bringing their first child into the world. You know what I'm saying? For every act of terribleness, there's might be an act of kindness. I'm not gonna say there's a lot of good. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of kindness in the world. We just don't see it. We only see the bad shit, so we think it's all bad. But there is a lot of good. People saving people from trains. You know what I'm saying? People, extreme acts of kindness. You know what I'm saying? Teaching. I need to stop saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Dude, I was editing the other day and I was like sickened by how much I say that. I don't even know where I picked that up from. There's firemen out there who are saving people from fires. Doctors saving people's lives in surgery. Parents, you know, they think their kid might be over. It might be over. They go into surgery, a slim chance, and a great doctor saves their life. You know, there's good things in the world. You know what I'm saying? I think people forget that. You know, there's a lot of good. For every hoe you meet, you know what I'm saying? Because people give up on relationships too. You know, that the one that is perfect is out there for you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have given up on that thought. I tend to still believe it. I don't think, ooh, fuck. Heart palpitation. Hold up. People tend to, like, they don't believe the one is out there for them. You know what I'm saying? Which, I don't know if, like, there might be the one out there for you. There is someone, there's always going to be someone with your exact personality traits that you would get along with amazing. But it's not about the one that's out there. It's about the one that you become someone with. You know, for every bad, horrible boy or girl that you meet out there, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of good ones too. You know, you just don't meet them though. Like, you don't run into them. And the good ones, honestly, they probably don't leave their house, so you might not ever meet them. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, the good ones, they're probably holed up in their house somewhere, feeling the same way you do. For every, you know, guy that says all girls are bad, is a really kind girl who doesn't go out ever, right? She sits in her room and plays video games and watches movies and wonders when a kind boy will come around because all the men that she met are shitty. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's two sides of the same coin. Would I believe in a relationship? Well, I don't believe in the fact that you're just gonna meet someone and it's gonna be picture perfect-esque, like Disney type shit. I think the first thing that is required, right, for dating, I guess, is if you're not a person who's willing to change or like self-reflect in any way or take responsibility for anything, you're not ready to date anyone. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a successful relationship takes the growth of two people together. It takes a lot of compromise. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of compromise because as close as you guys might be, you're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? It takes communication, compromise. It's going to take times where you got to step back and be like, yeah, I was tripping there. You know what I'm saying? And it takes your partner to have that same attitude where, you know, she or he could step back and be like, yeah, you know what, I was wrong there. And you say sorry and you make up and you apologize and you work through issues. If you're someone incapable of doing that, incapable of changing your mind, you will be alone forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, your communication's not going to work out for you. And then I saw some people, you know, that they're too stuck in your ways. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like Bruce Lee. You got to be like water. You know what I'm saying? You got to be, you know, willing to hear the other side, hear other people, like the other person's, you know, because you might be feeling some way. You know what I'm saying? You're emotional. Dude, where's my fucking water? Holy shit. You might be feeling emotional, right? You can't see the other side because you're too angry or upset in a certain situation. I don't know what that situation may be, but you're too upset, you know, and then you got to be, you know, willing to step back and stop pointing fingers and talk about things. But it can't just be one person. You got to find someone that does the same. You know what I'm saying? If you can't find them, you can't find them. People always talk about our grandparents. know what I'm saying? People always talk about the old generations. Like, I think it's dumb, honestly. And people are like, oh, but our grandparents used to do this. It was so easy back then. They don't live in the fucking world that we live in. It's not even similar. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have, like, dude, if people bring up great grandparents in the older generations and shit, and it's like, bro, they met like 5-10 girls in their entire life. They met 5 guys, 10 guys in their entire life. You know what I'm saying? If there was no internet, like, dude, how many friends, how many people do you think you've even met? And there's more institutions now. It's like, how many friends have you ever had? You know, maybe is it more than 100? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people online? It's a completely different world. You know what I'm saying? And then not everything was sunshine and rainbows back then either. People always talk about our grandparents' generation. I mean, but they would, like, I wouldn't say their relationships were like the greatest. There was a lot of like marriage. No, love wasn't like really a requirement in a lot of them. Like maybe in the movies, but like it was more so, I don't know. There was a lot. They beat the shit out of their wives. You know what I'm saying? It was just a different time. While there is some traits that we want to pull from the past, we don't want to pull all of them. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad in the past too. Lots of bad, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, people don't really talk about that. We could get down into the nitty gritty, but I don't really feel like it because I'm looking for a gas station to buy water. But, you know, I think people just gotta accept that this is the time that we live in, and you either adapt or you don't. And you, I don't know, fucking be miserable all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I realized about being miserable? Oh, I'm going this way. Sorry, guys. You know what I realized about being miserable in most things in general is that nothing worth having comes easy. I say that. Nothing worth having ever comes easy. That could be from a job, you know, a dream you have, or your own personal happiness. I learned this during a breakup one time. I think I talked about it, but I thought that time would just heal things. I was miserable. I thought about that, you know, back when I was depressed as shit all the time. You know, I thought that if, like, with enough time, things would heal. But no, that's not the case. People like to say that, but it takes work. You know, happiness, your own happiness takes work. It takes change. You know what I'm saying? It takes some self-reflection. It takes doing things you don't want to do, getting into better habits that you don't want to do, changing your lifestyle, you know, changing your mindset. All very difficult things to do, bro. Changing your mindset is not fucking easy. Especially if you're like super dug in. If you're one of those super stubborn people, it's even harder for you. People used to think being stubborn was good, but it's not. You know? Oh, fuck. Woo! Dude, sorry, I went on a run this morning, man. My fucking body is all fucked up. But yeah, it takes, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, nothing worth having comes easy. If you think you're just gonna get something without changing yourself, changing your situation, changing your life, changing your attitude, changing your mindset, which is all fucking hard. Hard as shit. Don't let anyone tell you it's not hard. It's hard as fuck. It's difficult and you fail a lot, and you gotta push through failures of constant, unending failure. You gotta get really comfortable with fucking, like, relapsing on your thoughts, especially if you're trying to change your mindset. Relapsing on thoughts, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. Like, it's all hard as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But if you want anything that's worth having, what do you think? It's gonna get handed to you? You know, it's not. It's not. Especially more like, kind of like, these are sort of like, I don't want to say ethereal. These are more like life theme things. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I'm just a guy telling you on YouTube. But, you know, you're the one living your life at the end of the day. And if you're miserable all the time, like, it's either that or you do something about it. And, you know, which I've talked about, like changing your habits. You got to start small, because it's like a lot of people sit there and they're like, well, how do I change? You know, you got to change the way you think. You got to analyze yourself for a second and be like, you know, why does my brain always go to negative all the time, you know? Okay, it's like, start by trying to have like 10 positive thoughts a day. I don't know. Try and look at a situation where you normally would think some negative ass shit or some depressing, like putting yourself down type shit, and don't do that. Putting yourself down is one of the worst things you can do. Everyone is already against you anyway, so why are you also against yourself? It makes no sense. You know, the world doesn't want to see you win, so why do you also not want to see yourself win? You know, it's like double. Like, you're definitely going to lose now. It's double L's. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't make any sense. But anything worth having comes easy, including your own, or doesn't come easy, including your own happiness and fulfillment. It's fucking hard-ass work. It's something you gotta take and protect, you know what I mean? And strive for. Because a lot of people are trying to do the same. But, you know, honestly, the competition's really thinned out because so many people just quit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like, just, you know, give up on everything. Relationships, dreams, life, you know, and they just give up. And it makes the competition thinner, but at the same time, it's kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, no one really cares about, like, the thing is that, like, you gotta realize no one's coming to save you. No one really gives a shit about what's going on in your life except you, because it's not their life. You can sit here and yap on all these blogs about your opinions and shit and your experiences and all this other bullshit that no one really gives a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, no one really gives a fuck about you and your life experience except you. You know what I'm saying? You could be going through all this sad shit. Some people could give you pity. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. But it's not happening to them. So, like, you know, they're going to say, oh, I'm sorry. And then, you know, get on with their day. You know? If you're looking for exterior, if you're looking for someone to save you, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. So, if you want to be miserable all the time, you know, it's like, it's almost like a choice in a little bit, in some ways. You know what I'm saying? And even if the odds seem terrible, because I guess the title of this video is Don't Give Up on the Dating Scene. Even if the odds on everything seem terrible, and this is more, I guess that's the title, but, you know, this applies to a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, the odds are stacked against you. A lot of you guys are going to say, but everyone I date is like a whore and all this and that. Yeah, but does that mean, do you truly believe that 100% of them are that way? Do you really believe that? Every single human being, every single girl, or every single guy, because there's going to be, and if you're a guy saying, yes, 100% of them are whores, there's girls that believe that 100% of men are bad, and would you agree with their takes based on their experience? You know what I'm saying? You know, so, like, hey, even if the odds are stacked against you, you know, no one really gives a fuck if you quit, because it's really only affecting you. If you sit here and you say how bad everything is, no one cares except you. You know, no one gives, I think people think that people give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, people think that people care about them. Like, your parents, yeah, maybe your friends to a degree, but, like, they're not living your life, so they're not going to care the same way you do. You know, no one gives a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? So if you want a better situation, fucking do it yourself. But yeah, as I was saying, as the odds are stacked against you, I mean, what, that's going to make you quit? You know, in life and dreams and finding someone and maybe getting that job. You know, oh, it's too hard. I'm such a pussy. I'm a quitter. I have no risk tolerance. You know, weak ass, risk ass tolerance, pussy shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's enough yap. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Regardless, though, I've been working on my Tear Out dubstep showcase. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. If you don't like dubstep, feel free to click off. If you like Tear Out dubstep specifically, it's not mixed or mastered, but it's one of the 15. This is the only clip you'll get out of 15 songs. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Code Horsemeet on Civil Regime and Iron CRUE. Code buy a Horsemeet t-shirt. And oh yeah, I forgot to say, if you buy a Horsemeet t-shirt, take a picture of yourself doing something sick or cool or with your friends. You know what I'm saying? Send it to the email or post it and tag me, because I want to have like a little slideshow, so I'll post it on Instagram. But if you're not doing something cool, I'm probably not gonna post it. Do something cool. You know what I'm saying? Go rock climbing, or fucking hit a PR, or fucking, you know, go to a rave. I don't know, something. But yeah, all right, ear rape in 3, 2, 1.